A cop's job is to identify a crime, to take that person into custody, and to take them before a judge and to have them processed for the crime. They're not there to administer punishment. I think that's where the problem with some cops gets. Some cops get some guy spits on your face, it's hard not to react.
Yeah.
I've had that. My name's Brad White. My name tag said B White. When I worked in South Central, I had a guy actually come up to me and we were involved in a scenario where I was investigating a crime and he noticed my name tag and he decided to go on a tangent about it. I see how it fucking is, Officer B White. And it didn't even register with me at that point. I'm all, oh shit, no, my name's Brad, man. My name's Brad, dude.
Right.
Yeah,
Right, you're missing the rad part.
yeah, dude. Yeah. I actually got my name tag changed because of it. I just didn't want to deal with that again.
Sure.
Yeah, I just didn't want to deal with that again.
I'm sure, dude.
People want to go to bed at night and close their eyes and feel they're safe. That's the only reason we all sleep at night, because we think there's people out there that are keeping us safe. There is
That's a really good point, isn't it?
It is.
The second that the police are gone, somebody in your house is going to have to be at your window.
Which is the craziest part of what's going on lately. It's hard to watch. I've escaped it. Even after Rodney King, there was a push, and I'm down for the push.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down for everything always getting better. We can, in any facet, we can get better. We can do this better. But this is a very complex job that you can't identify everything you're going to come in contact with. There's no way to be ready for everything that happens.
No.
There's just no possible way in this job.
Right.
And a large portion of these things that you're coming in contact with are life and death. They're brutal. Some of the best people I've ever met were cops.
Yeah.
Just really solid. And we came from all different places. Yeah, there is a lot of guys that you see, like they probably got their ass kicked through high school and became cops. But I found the majority of those guys, they were good dudes. There was guys that weren't, but within police departments, especially now, they really police themselves and contain or get rid of those people. They don't want that either. Police departments are staffed by people from the community. They go through a hiring process and we get everything. And this is a good example of people judging the cops based on the actions of one person or a dozen or so. We actually, at my police department, had 2 different cops. One I worked with forever. One I knew right off the bat that were child molesters.
Damn.
That we found out they were child molesters. Matter of fact, the one officer that we caught, the first one, he molested the son of one of our other officers. They were best friends. So again, you're talking about a situation where the world goes, we can't even have one bad cop. Well, fuck, we're with you on,
We're with you, but we're also just a piece of society.
Yeah, we're dealing with it too.
Yeah.
We're dealing with it too. As soon as we find out that's there, we obviously this guy was gone in prison and we handled that situation. A lot of cops are just really solid human beings. And the world just recently, they tried to turn on them in their entirety. They did exactly what they said that is happening to other people. They completely stereotyped 1 million people.
Yeah, it's crazy. Right. It's like people saying don't stereotype, but then we're going to stereotype this huge group of people that are keeping us safe.
And now we're less safe than we've ever been.
Are we really? I was going to ask you that. Are we less safe than we've ever been?
Absolutely. The whole idea of police work, when I started, the whole idea of police work in its entirety was proactive policing, man. Get out there and find crime before it occurs. I want you to shake cars. Shake cars means pull them over, find out what's going on, find out if they got stuff there. I want you to
frisk, tickle.
Yes. And there's a whole dynamic to that that's always in debate of like, oh, he stopped me because of this, or he stopped me because of that, which is, it's really not true, but it's too long of an explanation for that. But the whole idea of police work is to find the crimes before they occurred. And now what has happened with the demonizing of police and the way that they have unfairly attacked them, like I said, the expectation is of, oh man, he only had a baseball bat and you shot him.
Right.
It's like, what are you talking about? Like, this wasn't even a conversation. That was stomped down back in the day. That wasn't allowed to go very far because that's ridiculous.
Right.
But now guys are losing their jobs. They're not just losing their jobs, they're going to jail. So now literally, I still have a good friend of mine is the chief of the police department that I worked at now. And they're literally telling police officers, essentially, I only want you to deal with what we have to deal with. So cops aren't out there doing proactive policing anymore. They're not out there actively looking for stuff because they're literally scared that no matter what they do, the world's going to turn on them based on a video clip. The concerted push of demonizing a million people. And we've never really, we have done that, but we don't really do that to any other profession like we do cops. I've had women that look like mothers completely lose their shit on me.
Wow.
Just over a ticket. Just completely unreasonable, screaming, yelling, cussing. Don't you got anything fucking better to do? You know, there's crimes going on. And that's just such an ignorant statement to, you know, we have to enforce all laws. You know, there's reasons all laws are in place. Most cops are cynical and calloused, and there's a fucking reason for it, man. Because you spend 20, 30 years of going and dealing with the world's shit every single day, you really start getting convinced, world's fucked up, man. This is a bad place. This world to me is tough. This world is ugly. This world, you don't, like I said, you don't know what's behind those doors. Cops every day get invited into people's homes uninvited.
Yeah.
You have never been in a home besides a party where people didn't want you there. We would go every day into people's home that didn't want us there, and they had no choice. So every day we're walking into environments that normal people don't go into.
And is it weird right when you walk in, like, where do you stand in the room? That's what I always feel like. Sometimes I'm looking at cops, I'm like, it always seemed like, I don't know where, like, would I stand here? Would I stand here?
There's so much training even in that aspect as far as tactical advantage and how you stand, gun leg back, you know, always being, they teach you to watch. I went to so many behavior analysis courses where they would teach you based on the way people sit during interviews, if they're telling the truth, or the way someone's acting when they're sitting, of what could possibly occur next. And everything's tactical. Cops do everything for a reason. Like 90% of the time, they'll want to bring people out of their home because that's their environment. We don't know what's in that environment. We don't know what's behind that door.
Yeah.
We don't know what's under that couch cushion. So they try to bring them into the most safe environment that they possibly can, which is usually to bring them out of the house. Everything a cop does on a call is all planned. It's all from training, and there's all a process to it.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that people don't even. You know, there's a lot to it. I think there's like 1 million cops in America. There's 1 million people. What we're talking about, let's say 1,000 of them are bad people. 1,000 of them. Is it our duty? Is it our job as police officers, or to identify those people and get rid of them? Absolutely. And I'm not advocating for police. There's no reason for me to.
Right.
I'm being honest with you. I'm not trying to say, oh, cops are this and that, but you need to be fair. You need to be fair with cops. You know, 1,000 of them are bad. Don't go into it with the thought process that you have. Don't participate in what you're seeing. You see people saying, you know, fuck the police, or all cops are bad, or defund the cop. You know, find a way to assist in that process of going, no, you know, that's not right. We need to identify individuals, and we need to have, and people, the argument they'll have is well, we can't have one bad cop. You know what I mean? There's too much power. You know, we can't have one bad cop. I agree, but it's also fucking impossible. It's also fucking impossible.
Yeah, it's totally unrealistic, and especially a pressure to put on these people that already have so much pressure on them.
Yes.
And it's not really probably going to change anything. It's just a bunch of battle cry bullshit that doesn't really, in the end, is it really changing anything? You know,
it's making us less safe. I think if someone could put something together where a cop just came and say, hey, this is a story, and people start hearing that every day and just going like, dude, the stuff that's going on in the world right now, you know, the stuff that goes on every day and has always gone on and always is going to go on. I think people would be a little more understanding of the difficulty of the job, you know, the difficulty of policing the world, you know, and maybe be a little more less judgmental, you know, a little less harsh. It's a tough life. It's a different life. The world doesn't know what's going on out there. You have no idea what's going on out there. I do.
Yeah.
It's a hard reality to live with.
You guys are expected to handle so much. Like, some people are mentally unwell. Somebody's got a gun. Somebody's doing sex traffic, and somebody's trying to hide a kid in their attic. You know, it's like, you don't fucking know.
Nope. And you never know what you're walking into either. Many situations where you think it's one thing and it's something totally different. Cops are scared to do their job. You know, they're just scared to do their job.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, the public doesn't understand. You know, when a guy comes, it's difficult to describe, but it's life and death. You know, cops shouldn't have to die just because, you know, the people want the fight to be fair. There is no fight here. My job is to get him in custody and take him before a magistrate. That's it.
Right.
And I got to do what I got to do to get him in custody. But if this guy's fighting me the way he is, he'll kill. I have to think he'll kill me to get away. I have no choice.
Yeah. Especially if a guy that's already killed other people or done things, you know, it's like, this is a bad guy. It's not a good guy.
Yes.
Who's here on the ground. It's like, this ain't a great guy.
Yes.
You know, this ain't a guy who's been doing great stuff or learning Spanish or something all day. This is somebody who is been doing crime.
We just got to get through this, and good will come of this.
Amen.
It's unfortunate, you know, but good will come of this. Good came of Rodney King. Great things came of the Rodney King incident. It really, I saw it. I lived it. I watched the change. Oh, absolutely. When I first started, there was a lot of stuff that went on that slowly I watched it get, you know, when you're new, you just kind of stand back. I watched it slowly get eliminated, slowly get better. Things slowly improve on the way they handle stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's definitely getting better, and it's going to get better. Policing is completely, totally necessary. How we do it is just going to continue to evolve.
Hope you enjoyed that video, and you can watch another, and you can watch this one, you can watch this one. Different options, different choices. Some guy just brings you one option, not this guy. Two options. Watch one, this one or this one.